What is going on, guys? Today we're going to talk about email chain outreach and why it is important, what you say, how you say it, and when you say it. This is usually sent out to get a full understanding of the record, who worked on it, was anyone we didn't know about added to it, what's the overall fee, the proposed publishing splits, royalty rate, is there a lawyer that's needed, aka do they have a lawyer or do we need to bring a lawyer on to do the paperwork for everyone? All things you need to know as soon as possible to, once again, control the deal flow. So arming yourself with as much knowledge early on allows you to make effective decisions in your negotiation. And this is an example of a standard email that I send to artist teams when I'm responding back to them. Hey there, a few questions to wrap this up as soon as possible. Can you send over full proposed splits adding up to 100% and a list of anyone credited on the record? Now, the first reason we do this is because there are, unfortunately, a lot of times where the artist or another producer or somebody is added to the song that we're not made aware of, and that reduces the fee that we're going to get because it now needs to be split with somebody else and the publishing and this and that. And in the worst case, they did basically nothing, and there are times when an artist is just trying to do a layup for their homie and put them on records, and that's not okay at the end of the day. There are times when they honestly made a wonderful contribution and they deserve 100% to be split in and figured out. But in general, you need to ask because they might come to you and say, hey, we have 35% publishing and 5K, and if you would have re-asked it in a different way, which was, hey, can I get over full proposed splits? They could have said, yeah, you have 35%, this other producer has 15%, and the artist has 50%. Or you have 35% and the artist is taking 65%, which happens a lot where an artist just decides because they added a hi-hat or something that they now deserve, 15% of the publishing. So unfortunately, I'm a bit jaded because I deal with mostly the latter side of it, which is crappy, shisty kind of publishing business stuff happening. But in general, you need to know who's all on the record and who did what so that you know whether or not the split to you is fair. Then the next thing is, did you plan to have your legal draft a contract? If not, our legal can handle this if you'll cover her fee. So this is two-sided. Number one, it's great because if they're going to pay our lawyer to handle the contract, that also means that we're not probably going to have any legal fee, which is wonderful. It'll just be passed off to the artist. And then secondly, I know and trust my lawyer, and I know my lawyer is going to make sure we have the best terms possible for everybody, so it's in our best interest when she can handle the business for us. Then I ask, can you also let me know if you're distributing independently or via a label, or who is the distributor? So we asked this to figure out if they're independent, if they have a distro deal, or if they are signed to a major label. And that's just to figure out what royalty rate we should expect, because we know, okay, if you're fully independent and you don't probably have a super high budget or a fee, then we're probably going to split the master with you 50-50 or 70-30 or 60-40, something that makes sense for us that we feel like, okay, cool, this is worth it. Or if you are with a distributor, then we know you generally have, say, 20 to 30% of the master to the distributor. You have 70% left, and that means that you can only give, up to 70%, which an artist would never give away all of their master royalty. But it's important because from there, you know what is fair. You can say, okay, cool, so you have 70% of your master left over, and you either have a fee that might be higher because you have a distributor who might cover that, or you still don't necessarily have a fee, you only have 70% left over, and we need to get 35%, or basically half of that, or we need to get 25%, whatever it is. The point is, and you can ask for more. Versus if they are in a major label deal, in most situations, it's cooked, and the artist is in anything from an 80-20, 83-17, 85-15, meaning that the label gets the lump sum of it. The artist has anywhere from 15 to 20% of the master, and then they're going to give us 3 to 4 points off of the master. So we're talking a sliver of a sliver, and unfortunately, this is where most deals end up because most artists are signed to a major label. So It's good to know where they stand, and it is completely okay to ask what's the net artist royalty rate. And there's never been a time where someone hasn't told us, maybe one time that I can't recall. But once again, in order to not only control the deal flow, which is proposing your terms, but also to understand where the artist lies in their deal and in their team and their legal, so that you can help assist and know that you are protected and asking for what makes the most sense.